StrayAllDay.com.
Now tuned into the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there, even when the success you expected to achieve, where the hell is it? Is nowhere to be found. You have not achieved it yet. And we, on top of all this, we got to actually get moving with it, because one thing to have all these mindset tools is another thing to actually put them into action. It's another thing to implement them, right? So now you need that go-getter energy. We call this personal initiative. This is that energy that moves you to go to make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. We put all of this together in one bundle, one package, that discipline, that confidence, that mental toughness, that personal initiative, and one bundle, one package, one mindset, one method, one philosophy. I wrote a book on it. It is this masterclass right here that is called Work on Your Game. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day. Welcome to the show. Today, we are into part 2 of 2. If you didn't hear yesterday's masterclass, you should go listen to it and make sure you have context in what we're talking about here. We're going into the final 5 roles of creating your own life's movie, the movie of your life. There are certain roles that need to be played. We went through roles 1 through 4 yesterday. Now we're going through roles 5 through 9 today. So let's get right into it without further ado. Role number 5, the art director. Now I have heard of an art director before, but if you ask me what the art director does, I don't know. But now I know, because it says the art director is responsible for the film's settings, the buildings, the landscapes, the interiors that provide the physical context for the characters. This is the person responsible for acquiring props, decorating sets, and making the setting believable. So what does all this mean to you? What is the practical translation of this for those of you who are not working in film, you are not trying to make a movie, but you need to be the art director for your own life's movie? What exactly does this mean? This is about your environment. We talked environment many times here on this show, and just who you're around, who's around you, what do you want to be around, what type of environments do you want to have in your life, whether that be people, energy, thoughts, the things that whatever you decide to do with your life. What are you going to do as a profession? What are you going to do as a vocation? What hobbies are you going to have? What are you going to do on the weekends when you're not working, or if you are working? In masterclass number 1246, I told you to get around people who are not like you, to season up your environment with some people who are not exactly like you so you can be different. What about masterclass 1126? What do you do when there are no quality people around you, when your environment sucks? If you have a terrible environment around you, you as the art director, what I would suggest any art director do is listen to masterclass number 1126. What do you do when your environment is just terrible? There are no quality people around you. I told you in masterclass number 976 and 977, the 8 types of people that you do want to have around you in life. Again, that's 976 and 977. 8 specific types of people that you do want to keep in your environment. And in episode 975, 4 types of people to avoid, people that you do not want around you for whatever reason. Masterclass number 500, how to get the right people around you and your team. If you want to control your environment, you have to be proactive. You have to take personal initiative and make that happen instead of hoping that it happens. As I talk about in the intro to the show every single day. Again, that is masterclass number 500, how to get the right people around you. And masterclass number 164. What if the people in your environment just feel uncomfortable around you? They seem to be looking at you funny. The energy is not the same between you and them. Why is that? It's probably because you are developing, you are evolving, you are growing personally, and they're not. So they should be uncomfortable around you. And I talked about that in masterclass number 164. So if you find yourself surrounded by people who just seem to not be on your wavelength, but you know you're doing things to make yourself better, and it seems that maybe they're not, listen to masterclass number 164. I'll explain to you what the problem may be. And I just gave you 6 other masterclasses to tell you where you can find whatever you need to know about environment in life. The art director is the controller of the environment. So let me ask you, who you may feel a little bit overwhelmed at all these roles you're going to have to play and making things happen in your own life. But again, that's why I'm recording this, so you can handle these one at a time. You ain't got to do them all in one day, but one at a time. All right, let me get my screenplay right. Let me get my art direction right. Let me do my editing. Let me get my production design. Let me be the producer. You could do these one at a time. You don't have to do them again. It doesn't have to be 9 days in a row either. It could just be one at a time. Handle this. That's it. All right, let me handle this. That's it. Let me handle this. The art director. We're still on role number 5 here. You're responsible for all the settings of your life. Are you happy with the people that you spend time with? Are you happy with the way the law of association is working for you right now? Because the law of association is working for you at all times, because you know what it is. You become the average of the people you spend the most time with. Doesn't matter how many it is. Are the people you spend the most time with making you better, or are they making you worse? And there is no neutral. You are either getting better or you're getting worse. You are building or destroying. The people around you are helping you build or they are helping you destroy. One or the other. If you don't know the answer, they are probably helping you destroy. All right, if they're helping you build, you know it. All right, you would know it immediately. You are in control of this environment. Everything that is around you. You like where you live. You like your neighborhood. You like the job that you have. You like the people that you work with. You like the people who seem to be attracted to you. The people who want to spend time around you. Do you like the fact that you're attracting these people into your life? If you don't, then that means you, as the art director, need to make some adjustments to your environment. Who do you want to be around? Who do you want around you? That is the art, quote unquote, of your life. All right, so if you don't like the art of your life right now, all right, take your responsibility as the art director and do something. All right, don't just sit around and hope that something happens. Again, personal initiative. Make it happen instead of waiting for it to happen. Role number 6. Today's topic is part 2 of 2. Creating your own life's movie, the editor. Now, I have heard of an editor before. I've worked with some editors in different capacities. Actually, some video editors, audio editors, written editors. I've worked with a lot of different editors. Now, the editor, the description says, shortly after shooting begins, the filming of your movie, the editor begins to organize all that footage and arranges individual shots into one continuous sequence. So the editor is responsible for taking all the shit that gets shot and making it into something that makes sense. Even in a single scene, dozens of different shots had to be chosen and assembled from hundreds of feet of film, as I talked about in yesterday's masterclass. The editor's choices about which shots to use and the order in which to place them have a profound effect on the appearance of the film. All right, now I'm out of the description right now. Now, what do you think that means for you to be the editor of your own life? If you remember in masterclass number 714, when I had Wes Pfeiffer, my college basketball teammate, he's a head coach in college basketball these days, former professional athlete in here. He talked about editing your life. He introduced that concept. Make some edits to your own life. I want you to understand something. The life that you lived, you've had some ups, you've had some downs, you've had peaks and valleys, you've had some wins, you've had some losses, I'm sure. You had some things some situations that you would love to relive and recreate and do them over and over again. And you've had some situations that you would be happy if they never occur ever again in your life. We all have all of those things. So whoever is listening to this, I'm talking to you and them and them and them and you over there too. I'm talking to everybody. And it applies to everyone. You as the editor, your job is to sift through all of those experiences you've had in life, all the wins, all the losses, all the things that you're happy about, all the things that you're not so proud about, all the things that you would love the whole world to know about, you put on a billboard, the things that you're ashamed of. And it's your job to pick out the things that you want, put them in a continuous sequence so that you can recreate that situation. You can recreate the type of life that you want just based on the things that work for you, just based on the things that you like, just based on the associations that you want to be around, just based on the experiences and the environments that are giving you energy, that are making you better, that are helping you grow. Your editing job is to get rid of and leave, as they say, on the cutting room floor, all the garbage, all the people that you don't want around you, all the energies that are not serving you. Leave all that on the cutting room floor and only focus on the things that you actually want. That's the editor's job. So my question to you is this. How good of an editing job are you doing in your own life right now? How many elements are in your life right now? Here's the question. How many elements are in your life right now that are not what you want? They are not ideal. They are not serving you. They are not making you better, yet you have not taken proactive action in editing those elements out of your life. You allow them to remain. It's a deep question right there. It's a simple question, but it's a deep question because you got to think about it a little bit, and you're going to think of something in your life that you have not taken action in editing out of your life. So right now, you're feeling a little bit guilty. Not to me, but to yourself, because I don't have to live your life. You got to live it. So if there's some elements in your life that you have not yet taken action to edit out because they're not doing what you need them to do, or maybe they just need to be rearranged. Maybe it's nothing wrong with this element, but it's just in the wrong place. Or instead of having this person over here, we need to put them over there. Instead of having this person work on the fry machine because they keep messing up, let's put them on the burger machine and they'll be perfect on the burger machine. Instead of having this person deal with customers because they don't have the people skills, why don't we put them in the back, cleaning up the bathrooms? They'll be perfect at that because they don't have to talk to people. So sometimes you might just need to edit the way things are in your life, not necessarily cut them out. And there may be some elements of your life that are not in there that you need to put them in. There may be some things you put on the cutting room floor that you need to pick up off the floor, and you just need to put it in a different part of the movie, and everything will start working out. This is the job of the editor. You being the editor of your own life, this is all your responsibility. And as the producer of your life, you got to oversee yourself as an editor and say, yo, editor, things are not looking too good in this little section of the movie. You need to do some editing there and make this work. And as an editor, it may be at some points your job to go to the people who are doing the shooting. I forgot even the name of those people. The people who are doing the shooting, and say to them like, yo, y'all need to reshoot this scene right here because there's nothing good in this part. All right, this part right here, nothing in here is workable to go into this movie. We can't put this movie out with this little 5-minute section ain't working. You need to reshoot that whole scene. All right, because that scene ain't working. All right, and that's your job as an editor to go to them and say that, to make sure, because it's your ass that the editing doesn't look good. All the people are going to say, damn, who did the editing for this movie? This movie sucks. The editing's horrible. They all going to be pointing at you. But the real problem was that the way that the film was shot, it just wasn't shot properly. You didn't have the right scene to put in that area, but since you didn't say anything and you didn't do anything and you weren't proactive about it, it comes out as garbage and everybody's looking at you as the bum when it actually wasn't your fault, but it is your fault because you didn't say anything. You understand? That's your job as an editor. So with all that being said, from what I've said in my description of the editor, I want you to remember something. In life, things rarely go the way you expected them to go the first time you try. All right, can everyone attest to that? Can I get an amen from the congregation? Things rarely go exactly as you expected, at least the first time. Probably the 3rd, 4th, 10th time, things don't go exactly as you expected or exactly as you wanted them to. But this is why we have the option, we have the ability to edit our lives. You edit the scenes, you edit the people, you edit the energies, you edit the actions, you edit the ideas, and then you find the right mix. When you find that right mix, you find that right combination, that's when you say, all right, now this editing is done. Any of you who makes YouTube videos, or if any of you has ever recorded an audio book, any of you has ever written a book, you know that the editing part is the part that takes up all the time. I told you when I wrote my book, Work on Your Game, it wasn't the writing part that took a long time. I wrote the book in 30 days. I wrote the book, Work on Your Game. I wrote twice as many words as you see in that book. I wrote that in 30 days. That was the easy part. The editing is what took months. It took over a year for us to edit the book from what I initially wrote down to the final manuscript that you see in that hardcover book today. Editing. And that's why editing is so important. You got to take out the parts that are most useful, leave out the parts that may not be so useful for this particular situation. Maybe they're not bad, they're just not good for this situation. Maybe use them for something else. That's the editing process. And if you don't take control of your editing process, the final product is not going to look too good and it's all going to reflect on you. Role number 7. Today's topic, we're in part 2 of 2, making your life's movie. Now we finally, 7 roles in, we finally get to the one role that I knew about without having to look it up, the actor or actress, the thespian, the star of the whole thing. This is the person who everybody knows about. All right, the casual fans who just show up to the movie theater and pay $17 for the ticket to the movie. I don't even know how much it costs to go to a movie these days, but the people who pay to go to the movie, all right, this is the person that they know. All right, this is Tom Hanks, Tom Cruise, Russell Crowe, who's the other actors out there? Brad Pitt, George Clooney. I can't even name any female actors. Scarlett Johansson. These are the actors. All right, these are the people that the casual people know of, like me. I'm a casual movie fan. I'm not a movie fan at all. I know movies casually, so I can name some famous people. Denzel Washington, all right? The star actor. This person is responsible for portraying the characters in a film. Actors work closely with the director and the cinematographer. That's the person who captures the actual script on film. They actually film everything that's being shot. Considering an actor's role within this larger context also suggests that the actor's job is much more difficult than just showing up to the set and reciting their lines. Did you hear that? Let me say that one more time. Considering the actor's role within this larger context also suggests that the actor's job is much more difficult than just showing up to the set and reciting their lines. Now, I'm out of the description. You as the actor, as the star actor in your own play, in your own movie, all right, this is the front-facing person that everybody's going to see. All right, even though all these other roles are being played, most people are not privy to all this other stuff that's going on. I wasn't privy to it, so I looked it up to give you these master classes. Most people only know about the actor and their performance in the film, right? So being that this is the front-facing person, it is your job to, first of all, you got to know your script. All right, what is the vision that you've laid out for yourself in life? Where is the outcome that you want to get to? You got to have that in mind in every single thing you do as the main actor in your own life. You got to know what energy it is that you want to portray. No, what type of energy, what type of person? I talk about this in the mental workbook. Not only what you want to have as the outcome, which I just mentioned, not only what you need to do, which is reciting your lines, but who do you need to be? What type of energy do you need to be carrying with you? What type of energy do you need to conduct through you, through that screen, so that everyone who comes across you understands exactly what you're about, exactly where you stand, exactly where you're going, without you having to explain it to them in words? That's who you are being as a person. As an actor, not only do you have to know the lines of the script, you also got to know the energy that goes with those lines. Can we agree? If anyone here has ever taken acting lessons or is involved in acting in any way, I think you understand that the energy with which you recite the lines is just as important, if not more important, than what you actually say. Because you can ad-lib kind of what you're going to say. You can change around what you're going to say. But the energy with which you say it actually sells it much more than the actual words that you say. Because we all know, and this applies in acting as well, is that we do not buy into the actual words that people say as much as we buy into the energy that goes with the words that people say. It is your job to bring this vision to life. And as an actor, you may have to shoot several takes, so to speak, of your own life, in your own life, to make it come to life the right way. In other words, you might have to try out for the basketball team 3 or 4 times before you make it. The first time you did it and the director says, nah, we gotta do that again. Then you do it again, doesn't work. The director says, nah, you don't have the right energy. And then you do it again, the director says you almost got it, but we gotta do it one more time. Then you do it the next time, and then you finally get it. All right? As an actor or an actress, if we have any who are listening to this, and by the odds of things, I'm gonna guess that we have a couple, you know that this is how it goes, right? You might have to shoot the same scene 100 times in the same day. And if you ever shot a commercial, especially when it involves food. I was reading one time, someone was saying they were doing a commercial for like some yogurt, and they had to scoop out the yogurt with a spoon and eat it. And they shot that scene so many times that this person was just sick of that yogurt by the end of the day, because they had to keep eating that yogurt every single time they shot that scene, because they had to do it over and over and over again. And then as an actor or an actress, this is what you got to do when you're out on that set. And you in your life, some of you may be going through this right now. You're shooting the same scene over and over and over again. All right, I wrote an article. All right, that one wasn't quite right. I wrote a chapter of this book. They told me to rewrite it. All right, I had to rewrite it again. I had to go try out for this team again. I had to do another podcast episode. I had to do this again. I had to do another live stream. So in life, you do the exact thing that an actor or actress does. You may have to shoot the same scene over and over again until you get it right, until you get the outcome that you want. This is part of the game of creating your movie of your life. It's not all just shot at one time, all in one take, and all comes out perfect. Doesn't work that way. If you thought that's the way it worked, then I got a rude awakening for you. Maybe about a year ago, I think it was, I was doing this, I forgot the name of the show, but this woman what was her name? I think it was JWoww, who used to work on, she used to be on MTV's, what was that show called? I can't remember the name of the show. I'll think of it in 1 minute. But JWoww, she was on this show. Damn, I can't remember the name of the show. But anyway, she went and got her own show, which was, I couldn't even understand exactly what the show was about. I think it was called Young America. And the concept of the show really escaped me. I can't remember what the show was really supposed to be about. But she would have people come on came down to Miami to do a shoot there. And this company that I had been involved with years back, they reached out to me and said, Dre, you're in Miami, so why don't you come and speak for us, be a representative for us on this TV show set. So I went down to Miami Beach. It was I forget the name of the hotel. It might have been at the SOS. And we're doing this shoot, maybe the Delano. And we're doing this shoot is outside. And basically the whole time, a whole lot of what we were doing was just standing around waiting. There was a whole lot of standing around. There was a hell of a lot of waiting. It was Jersey Shore. That was the name of the show, Jersey Shore. So it was a whole lot of waiting, a whole lot of standing around. And I remember posting on, I don't know where I posted it that day, but I was like, this is why I couldn't be an actor, because all you're doing, a whole lot of what you're doing is standing around waiting to reshoot the same scene over and over and over and over again. And some people find this exciting and invigorating. I found that shit extremely boring. I cannot stand around and sit around all day waiting to finally just shoot one take. 4 hours of work for literally 5 minutes of footage. That's not for me. But for those of you who are into acting, I understand it's for you. Everything ain't for everybody. I just talked about that a few master classes ago. So it's perfect that it's not for me, because that means I will never be your competition, because I'm going to be out here doing my thing. I just told you, master class 1449, everything ain't for everybody. Now, on to role number 8. The topic once again today, we're on part 2 of 2. The roles that must be played for you to create the movie of your life. Number 8, you need the bankroll. All right, somebody got to fund all this. Denzel Washington don't work for free. A producer got to get paid. The director got to get paid. The cinematographer got to get paid. The editor got to get paid. All the production assistants, they got to get paid. Every extra they got to get something, or you at least got to have some chips and pretzels down on the side for them to eat in between takes. All of these people got to get paid, and getting paid ain't free. So who's going to bankroll this whole situation? This is, when I say the bankroll for you, this is the investment that you must make into your own life to become what you have envisioned becoming. So you got to be the bankroll for creating a movie of your life. Now, what do you need to bankroll? I'll refer you to masterclass number 609, the 5 forms of investment, which are, let's say them all at the same time: time, money, attention, energy, and focus. You must give all 5 investments in order to make your movie come to reality. If you don't put any time in, your movie's not going to happen. You don't put any money in, any attention, you don't put any energy towards it, you're not focused, your movie ain't happening. Any of those is missing, your movie's not happening. Basically, you got to empty out your accounts, your investment accounts of everything you got in order to bring the movie of your life to fruition. If everybody's following my metaphor there. You invest to get all of these pieces working together and in sync. All of these roles that I've talked about so far, to get all of them working together, to get them all in sync, to make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing, and you're allowed to watch over it and breathe down people's necks. Why? Because you're the one putting the money up. All right, as Damon Dash said, the person who puts the money up, they're the boss. So who's the person putting the money up? That person is the boss. Damon Dash, I talked about in masterclass number 488, my Virtual Mentors Volume 4, Damon Dash. If you don't know who Damon Dash is, or you didn't hear that masterclass, then go to 488 and listen to it. I guarantee you, you will be enlightened. So you got to bankroll your own dream. You got to bankroll your own vision. You got to bankroll your own life with your 5 forms of investment. Not just money, but also time, attention, energy, and focus as well. Number 9. This is the last one. Today's topic, once again, is part 2 of 2. The roles that must be played for you to create the movie of your own life, the marketing/promotion. Because once you've created your movie and you got everything working the way you want it to work, or at least the way you think is going to work, or you hope is going to work, and you got all these people in place, and you're putting all this energy into creating this movie, you probably aren't going to do all of that just for it to land on deaf ears. You want people to know that you actually created this movie. You want people to know that you're good at this thing. You want people to see you playing soccer. You want people to know about your podcast. You want people to download your new music or your new album on Spotify. You want people to know about what you're doing. You got to go out and make sure people know that you and it exist. This is marketing and promotion. So it's not just creating the thing. It's not field of dreams. If you build it, they will come. No, they won't come. If you build it and you market it and promote it, then they will come. If you market and promote something and you haven't even built it yet, people will come. We call those pre-sales and pre-orders. Any of you ever bought one of those? Didn't even exist yet. Hadn't even been built yet. But somebody said, I'm going to build it. And you came. Why? Because that person did some solid marketing, some solid promotion, and because at some level you had to believe that they were actually going to do it, right? You had to believe they're actually going to deliver. Who's going to do the marketing and promotion for your movie? Who is letting the world know, or whoever is necessary to know in your world, that you're doing what you're doing and that is worthy of attention, is worthy of people's energy, their focus, their time, and their money? You see how those 5 forms of investment work both ways? Who's doing that marketing and promotion for you? If it's not you, hopefully you got an answer of somebody else. And if it's nobody, well, that should explain to you why nobody knows about what you're doing, even though you may be very good. So you got to take all these roles must be played to the hilt. All these roles got to be played seriously. Somebody got to market and promote this. And if that's not happening, listen, the person who put up the money ain't going to be too happy with you. I put up all this money and you couldn't even market and promote this thing. I'm giving you the budget to go market and promote. Go do your damn job. So make sure you're doing your job of marketing and promoting what you're doing. If you invested your time, money, attention, energy, focus into something, why wouldn't you want people to know about it? Rhetorical question. Let's recap today's topic, which is part 2 of 2. How to make the movie of your own life. The 5 final roles, total of 9 roles to be played. Number 5, the art director. This is the person responsible for the film's setting. This is basically your environment in life. Who and what do you want to be around and have around? That is the artwork of your life. If you don't like the environment that you are in, get proactive and change the environment. Number 6, the editor. The editor has to take all the footage that gets shot and assemble everything into a continuous sequence that makes sense, looks good, sounds good, feels good. The editor's choices about what to use have a profound effect on the final appearance of a film. In life, you are the editor. If things aren't going the way that you wanted them to go immediately, then you edit see how it goes then edit again, and you continue making edits to keep things optimized. And when things are not perfect, which they never will be, you will forever be editing. Editing is an ongoing, lifelong job. Number 7, the star actor or actress. This person portrays the characters of the film and works closely with the director and the cinematographer, the person who captures the script on film. And understand that just being an actor does not mean you just show up and recite lines and you go home. You got to know your script. You got to know the energy that goes with the words that you're saying. You got to know the vision and the outcome that you want to get to, so that when you portray that energy, which is what most people are reading off of you, they're not listening to your words as much as they are reading your energy. I told you in masterclass, what number masterclass was that? 1384. People buy the messenger before we buy the message. If we don't buy the messenger, we ain't buying the message. And we buy you as a messenger, not by the words that you say, but by the energy with which you project the words that you say. So you as an actor, it is more about energy than it is about actually memorizing lines. And you may have to shoot several takes of your film before you get the scenes that you want as an actor. Number 8, the bankroll. This is the investment you got to make into making your life what you want it to be. The 5 forms of investment: time, money, attention, energy, focus. That's in Masterclass 609. You got to invest all of your resources to get your life working together and in sync as you envisioned it. And number 9, marketing and promotion. You want people to know about what you're doing, right? You've invested everything you have into it. Why would you not want the world to know about it? You got to be willing to go out there, market and promote yourself and make people know what you have going on. If you're not willing to market yourself, why would anybody want to be willing to pay attention to you? And you may also want to reject some people out of the market by letting them know that it's not for them, so that you're bringing the right people in. Talk about rejection marketing in Masterclass number 1364. I may do some stuff on marketing as a whole moving forward very soon. Wink, wink. Work on your game. Dre all day.